Link Zoom Room. Miss Maria, good morning.
Half a day, Chris Barnett.
Wow. So I guess we'll just get right into it. I know we spoke earlier this week because I don't know if you had seen the Democratic Party of Guam had come out with a release that they were opting to close their primary election during this primary election. So I remember a lot of our discussion earlier in the week was kind of about who would be eligible to vote. And can we just start there? So as of right now, 8:38, Friday, April 29th.
So
What kind of primary election are we going to have right now, as of right now, officially?
we're still having an open primary officially. No official word has been received by the Guam Election Commission.
Okay. Now, although there was no official word received by the Guam Election Commission, obviously there was the release, and I know the Democratic Party sent you a letter saying that it was their intention to close their primary, and they also attached, I believe, one of their bylaws that was amended. But I wanted to ask Miss Maria because, and just kind of researching like the
No,
whole.
we haven't received,
Oh, you haven't received it.
Chris. We haven't received. No.
So they sent out, what was that letter that you had sent out saying, hey, are you guys opening or closing your primary? So they haven't responded to that officially?
That's correct.
Okay. It's just out there in a media release or whatever. Right. Okay. So Miss Rio,
So you asked.
right. So I guess,
Go ahead.
is it
Sorry.
too early to ask, like, if it's not official, when you do get something in writing from like the Democratic Party, or if it had been even the Republican Party who had made a decision like this, is the GEC responsible for kind of vetting the procedures inside the party organization to make sure that they were followed correctly in reaching that determination on either side, if it had been Republican or Democrat?
Okay, so the GEC is responsible to promulgate rules and regulations for a closed primary, or for that matter, an open primary. So it would be the Guam Election Commission rules and regulations and procedures.
So right now, officially, we're still having an open primary, but because of this news that had come out, and I mean, it's been everywhere, right? I'm pretty sure you guys have been maybe possibly getting some phone calls, maybe some people coming into GEC. Can I like that smile, Miss Maria? Can you kind of just get us up to speed on what kind of week it's been over there at GEC?
So after, so since the news, we our online voter registration has been very busy. We try to take care of the online voter registration every day. As of last night, I don't know how many they've taken care of since Tuesday night, but as of last night, there were 60 that we cleared by about almost 10 o'clock at night. And by that time, at 10 o'clock last night, there were 100 waiting. So our voter registration folks are really, really busy right now. Our volunteer voter registrars are coming in and turning in more registration, because as you may know, the way to update your voter registration is to re-register. And if it's the party affiliation you want to update, that's what you have to do.
So, Miss Maria, when you talk about this uptick in online voter registration and the voter registrars coming in, just given your experience, is this an unusual increase?
Yes, the number of voter registrations coming in is unusual at this time, for this time. Yes.
And are you able to make a determination, Miss Maria? Because we had talked about, my status as a registered voter, and unfortunately, in this situation, I did not check off a party affiliation because it was optional, and I didn't have any idea that I would have to, or that we'd even come to this type of situation. So, in looking, are you able to tell us, in looking at this increase in registered voters, are they declaring now their party affiliation when they register or re-register?
Most of what we're seeing is that most of the new voter registration is updating their party affiliation.
And are you able to say, Miss Maria, if they're updating their party affiliation to reflect Democrat, or are you getting Republicans too who are registering to vote and
Um,
putting on
I
Republican?
haven't, we haven't had a chance to take a look at that. What we do is as we enter them into the voter registry system, we do controls so that we can make sure that's part of the process. We will probably do a control the end of sometime tonight. And when we do that, we should get some numbers.
So I know when we spoke earlier in the week, you said that there were about 2,500 registered Democrats. So as of now, you don't have a new update to report relative to that number.
Because the voter registry is so dynamic at this time, I don't have a number.
Are you able to confirm if are you meeting with the Democratic Party this morning?
Yes, I have a meeting this morning.
And so do you anticipate, Ms. Maria, because I know it's not on the agenda for the board meeting next week, correct?
That's correct. The board meeting agenda has been published yesterday. The board meeting for April was the board members were here, but it had to be rescheduled because of the technical difficulties with live stream. And as you know, we cannot do a public meeting without live stream. So it was rescheduled for May 5th. We needed time to republish the notice. The agenda did not change because it's a rescheduled meeting.
Right, and then so because of the new open government law requirements, you guys aren't able to just randomly start discussing this closed primary at the meeting because it wasn't noticed to the public, right, as part of the agenda.
That's correct.
So, what are you planning to? What I guess what I was getting at is, if you're meeting with the Democrats, the Democratic Party representatives this morning, do you anticipate that there will be new information to share with the voters and the people after that meeting?
Well, one of the things is, are they going to ask us questions that we cannot answer? So this is a new territory even for the Guam Election Commission. We're in close contact with our legal counsel. We have to make sure that we want to ensure the voters that the Guam Election Commission will do everything inside the law. So I think people were taken by surprise. All of us were taken by surprise about the pronouncement about the closed primary. And with that said, we want the people to know that letter to both parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, that letter has been a standard operating procedure with the Guam Election Commission since 2004.
Right. Yeah.
So every election cycle on a certain day, the Guam Election Commission sends that letter out to both the Republicans and the Democrats since 2004.
Right. Yeah, because I think there was a little bit of a statement that had come out from the executive director of the party, Chirag Bajwani, and he had said that the Democrat Party decision to close their primary was in response to a letter that you guys had sent. But I think the context that was missing in that statement was that you guys have, like you just said, sent this every election since 2004.
Yes.
Do you think there would be, Ms. Maria, do you think there would be less surprise, shock maybe from people if a decision like this had been made, maybe last year?
Yes. Well, that gives us more time to make sure that we conduct the election with, within the election code of Guam. So we will do what we can, and we will do everything within the law. And again, the board of the Guam Election Commission will need to address the issues.
Is there a chance that, and probably it is too early to ask, but is there a chance that the Guam Election Commission and the board, maybe in looking at their, legal duty to put on an election, is there a chance that you guys and maybe the commission, the board would be like, this is too last minute, it's too crazy, no.
Um, in all my years here, the board has always said, let's look at the law and make sure that we are within the law. And they do everything they can. Our legal counsel has been very good about making sure that we are complying with the election code. And our commission, our board members, look to him to guide them through it.
So, Ms. Maria, I guess the advice you would, you tell me the advice you would give to voters now is, would it be to, if it's your intention to vote in the Democratic primary, whether it's closed or open or whatever the case may be, would you still advise voters who intend to vote on that side of the ballot to update or re-register so that their registration would reflect that party affiliation just in case?
Would I advise them to? I think it's premature. Registration is open until August 17th. We don't want you to wait until August 17th, but until we have official word, voters, we want voters to be involved so voters can get on our website and look and see what's available and they can make choices.
But regardless of whether or not you would advise them to do that, I guess based on the events of this week at the GEC, that's kind of what's been happening, right? As people have been registering.
Yes, yeah. No need for my advice.
Right.
It's been happening.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Ms. Maria, can you explain the process? So if I go on the website, if I'm already registered, do I just click the same tab to just register to vote? Or is there a separate tab because I'm already registered?
No, it's the same tab to re-register. So first off, check whether you're registered and check if you've indicated a party affiliation. That's the tab above it. And then the tab below it on the right side, you can re-register. Now, registration online is if you have a current Guam ID or a current Guam driver's license, you can register online. If you don't have a current Guam driver's license or an ID, you can do motor voter. That's if you go up there. I believe and you can also look at our website, and you can pull out the names of voter registrars in your village, or go to the mayor's office, or you can simply come to our office and re-register.
Have you guys been getting a lot of, I know you said you've been getting a lot of traffic on the website. What about phone calls and foot traffic into the office this week?
It's been busy. Wednesday morning, we were already fielding calls. We were fielding calls all day. Our phone lines have been busy. Hopefully, I don't think we've not answered any calls. We have enough lines to handle the number of calls that we're getting. Our staff are the best. They have to answer the phone within two rings. So right. I think they've been doing that. Good. I haven't heard the phone ring 3 times yet.
Wow. Ms. Maria, what are these callers to the GEC saying?
Asking questions, and one of the I guess scripts we use here is, "Ma'am, sir, there is no official word yet. You're welcome to visit our website. As soon as we get official word, and after our Guam Election Commission board meeting, we will make sure that we let the people of Guam, and especially the voters of Guam, know what is going on."
When I spoke with you earlier this week, you had told me that you were still pending information from the Democratic Party, and I think you had said something about them making a determination about who they want to vote in their who they want to be eligible to vote in their closed primary. Is that going to be the nature of the meeting today, or is it just kind of like, hey, you guys dropped this big announcement, we need to sit down?
They didn't. They didn't send me. They didn't ask. They didn't tell me what we were going to discuss. But you and I are pretty sure this is one of the things they want to discuss.
Yeah, probably, right? Oh, Miss Maria, anything else in closing before I let you go?
Yes, for those who are not registered yet, please get on our website and register to vote. It's really easy. Just make sure you have your Guam driver's license or Guam ID in front of you. Please know that the reason why we can do online voter registration is we are hooked up with the driver's license here on Guam. And so you affirm the information you submit to them and let them know that what you submit to the DMV is true and correct to the best of your knowledge. And so from that information that the DMV collects, we take that information, we have access to the information based on Guam law. And so we've been doing that since 2019.
Thank you, Miss Maria.
Agumas, thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too, all of us.
And I pray pray you never hear a third ring today.
All right. And Bye. We will be here at the Guam Election Commission even tomorrow.
Oh, what? Working on Saturday?
Yes, sir. We've been doing that for a few weeks now.
Okay, so there you go. So if people wanted to come in person to GEC tomorrow, no?
Our office is not open.
Okay.
We are working we're working to make sure that we process those voter registrations accurately.
Okay, and just finally, last question for the record, officially, the general election is still open, right? That one's open.
The primary election is on Saturday, August 27th. We will have early voting, and the general election is still open. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Maria. There you go. Okay, Miss Maria Pangelinan, 8:56, Friday, April 29th, 2022. Good morning on you guys. Let's go ahead and